Go get something to eat.
I'll need some money. Not suspicious at all.
I had to pick this romantic location because I'm reviewing The Punisher Season 2, starring John Bernthal and Georgia Whigham and Amber Rose Riva and Ben Barnes. Lots of good actors in this show, and it's a pickup right from what happened in the very violent first season of The Punisher. Frank Castle has decided to head out on the road, very much like Bill Bixby Hulk style back in the day, and he's basically trying to avoid the trouble. You know, he's got like 30 days since the last incident on his calendar, kind of a deal. Not quite, but he's trying to be as calm and cool and collected as he possibly can, but of course trouble finds him in the guise of this teenager named Amy, who he bumps into in a bar, and all hell breaks loose because the chivalrous attitude of the Punisher always wins through. He does not like to see wrongs being committed, and even though his ways may be questioned by all around him, the Punisher steps to and starts punching and shooting his way through all kinds of madness. That's essentially what happens. You wait for those explosive moments in every episode. That's what you pays your money for. That's what you want to get with your ticket entrance fee into The Punisher, and that's what you wait for in every episode. That happens, and then there's a lot of slowdown, and let's sort of talk about our feelings in this show as well. We've got Jigsaw, who was the big foil in the first season back, as portrayed by Ben Barnes, and he has encountered this psychologist or psychiatrist that's trying to help him through his pain and through his trauma. He's forgotten how he has come to look like this. He's wearing masks for the opening part of the season. And meanwhile, the Punisher tries to help this young girl and figures out that there's this big dark conspiracy going on and all kinds of people are getting killed. There's this huge cool assault on Precinct 13 type sequence where the Punisher and the kid are taken into a police station and they try to survive an onslaught of all kinds of gunfire coming at them. You know, I can't fault this show with its action set pieces. They're terrific, and John Bernthal fully commits to all of them. He's an incredibly physical actor. He looks almost animalistic in the way that he portrays Frank Castle. He just jumps into the action and jumps into the ferocity without even blinking, without ever hesitating. And you really believe that this actor is up to the task of playing a character as larger than life as Frank Castle.
You need to let me be what I'm meant to be.
So I applaud him, and I applaud all of the stunt people and all the choreography teams and the visual effects people that put these amazing gun battles together, and knife battles and hand-to-hand combat sequences, lots of those scattered throughout all of this. There are amazing elements in this season for sure. One of them is the guy that plays John Pilgrim. He's an incredible actor. He's one of the big foils in the show. We've got Jigsaw and we've got Pilgrim, but the Pilgrim actor is so menacing. He's like the doppelganger or the mirror image of Frank Castle, and he's also capable of doing anything and will stop at nothing. He's relentless. It's almost like watching two Terminators go after each other as you're watching the inevitable showdown come together. I thought some of the stuff with Jigsaw and his band of masked evildoers was kind of compelling. I thought the interplay between Frank Castle and his friend Curtis was cool. These are all war veterans and military veterans that are troubled and broken, and they're trying to deal with how to maneuver through society with all the skills that they have and all the demons that they have. And obviously Castle has got these extra layers of demons with his family being brutalized in front of him, murdered in front of him. And all of that, I think, is played with a sense of truthfulness and an empathy, and that's the other side of Bernthal's characterization here that I really like. Like, you see the pain. It's not just anger. It's not just ferocity. You see the torture that he is going through. I don't think that's as effectively conveyed by Ben Barnes in the Jigsaw role, and I think part of the problem is that there's too much introspection. There's too much psychological back and forth, partially because of the story designs and why that all played out that way, but it just got a little bit like we were repeating sequences and repeating moments over and over again, lots of waking up from fever dreams. And I felt that the show was poorly paced that way and really designed to just stretch out into 13 episodes. And I think it would have been a tighter, more interesting, more impactful 8 episodes. And I really wish that Netflix and Marvel, if they're going to continue it, that they don't just make 13 episodes for 13 episodes' sake. This is a very gritty and raw and mature series. It goes far, like it did before. You know, the violence is horrific and the interpersonal kind of relationships are pretty dark and twisted and raw and real, but I feel like it would be even more powerful if we had less time to kind of pick it apart. And that's what happens when you slow down to examine moments in the show. You examine all of those choices as well. Still, it's a very enjoyable series, and I really like this character, and it's ferocious and it smacks you in the face with its violence, but there's something really compelling, and you just can't turn away from this show.
I'm gonna end it.
The word on the street is that out of all of the Marvel shows, The Punisher is going to be the one that does continue on Netflix.
I'm not the one who dies.
So we'll see about that. Or maybe it's making a move over to Hulu or something, but the word is that a season 3 of The Punisher is coming, and I want it to continue. I'm looking forward to more. I'm going to give The Punisher season 2 an 8.5 out of 10.